Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Irish Radio, I'm Jerry Byrne. Since the onset of COVID and all the rest, I've been speaking to many of the great and the good of music and entertainment and the arts. I've got a gentleman online now, a fine songwriter, comes from a family. He was had a brother called Morris, who was a songwriter who wrote some huge successes. Online now, I've got Vincent Soye. Vincent, how are you doing? Nice to speak to you.
Jerry, very good. I'm doing fine, thanks, as well as can be expected this time.
Indeed.
It's nice to hear from you.
Indeed. Now you've spent 55 years playing guitar and writing songs recorded by many of the top names of Irish country music.
Yeah, I'm just turned 72 there a couple of weeks ago, and I've probably been playing since I was about 16 or so, 15 or 16. Just was Morris and I and a fellow we went to school with that started off this as a wee three-piece and sang about different places for years or different wee bands and never in any major bands. But we did start a wee band with six-piece of our own way back in the late 60s, early 70s, the Western Rockies, who called ourselves. And we played the Irish circuit. And funnily enough, I wasn't really into songwriting at all till about 1984, 5 or 6. Morris and I wrote a football song jointly. Well, that was after he had written Our House is a Home or Fire in the Kitchen, as most people know it by. And then we co-wrote this football song, and I wrote a little song that's on that album there. It's called Anne Marie. It's just about a little orphan girl called Anne Marie. It's nobody. It's just made up a name. It's nobody I know, but it's just a wee song I felt I'd like to write about that time. That's way back in 85 or 86, and then I done a wee sort of middle of the road song, which was into the Irish entry for the Eurovision Song Contest in '87, and basically after that I just more or less didn't write at all. I wasn't really into writing at all, and played with different bands. And then Jared Dorn and myself, and Jared from Country Harmony.
Yes, indeed, I do. Yes.
And I played for a few years together, and we sort of both started writing, not together, but writing separately. And then it's only probably in this past 15 years or so that I started writing 20 songs a week.
Wow.
Writing quite a few songs, and luckily enough, there's been a fair few Irish artists have recorded my songs. And well, obviously the biggest one was Mick Flavin with "You're Never Too Old to Feel Young at Heart."
Yes.
And that was very Irish artists who recorded songs, and I'm still writing away like mad here. So I decided there, after all this time, I never made a solo album, so I said I'd put together something just to have for memories for the grandchildren, one thing or another, and I just put 15 of my own songs. About 12 or so have been recorded by various artists, and I think there's 3 of them which haven't been recorded by anybody else so far. So that's basically what's happening, Jerry, in my writing life.
Right, excellent stuff. Now the thing is, you've mentioned that one by Mick Flavin. I mean, you've other artists who've recorded your material: Hugo Duncan, Farmer Dan, Barry Doyle, Cowboy Larry, Billy McFarland, Curtis McGee, Sean Cuddy, Alistair Coyles, Kathy Kane, Lisa Stanley, Trevor Dixon, Darren Kerwin, Aidan Taft, Colin Harney. Numerous. So many people have recorded your material. I mean, it must be. It's a sign that you're certainly doing something right with as regards to songwriting.
Luckily enough now, just just seem to write the right ones for the right people. You know, apparently everybody thinks the song has been written especially for them, but it's not the case. It's just like something that they've heard. There was a girl, a New Zealand girl, recorded one of the songs. Joy Adams. I don't know why you ever had any of her stuff. Joy Adams, you call her. She's from New Zealand. That song that Colin Harney recorded a few years ago. She heard it, must have heard it on Facebook or something, and she emailed me and asked if it would be okay. She recorded it, so that was nice too.
Indeed so. Well done. And indeed, Gerard Durnan is not alone, a fine singer, songwriter, and musician as well.
Gerard and I had a great wee time together at Country Harmony, and we had plenty of work at that time, and one thing or another, but then just a couple of wee things took place, and then I had to leave, and I never started up playing again. Just started into the writing more or less, and that's what's happened. It's past 20 years, and that album, with technology nowadays, I sort of have I wouldn't call it a proper studio, but I've got the equipment for doing vocals and demos and stuff like that. So with COVID, I done all the vocals here and sent them to Jared, and he put together and organised all the boys that are playing on it, and we didn't have to leave the house at all, so we didn't break any rules or regulations.
Well done. It is amazing the difference that today's technology has made, where you can do that type of thing.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Indeed.
Unbelievable. It's great.
Indeed so. Vincent, well done on it all. Well done on all the songwriting. It's tremendous achievement, and well done on all you've done throughout your life in music. It really has been fantastic. And listen, keep up the songwriting.
Right, Gary. Thank you so much.
Real pleasure. Listen, thanks a million for talking to me. Listen, stay safe and well, and fingers crossed we shall meet up when all this is over.
Yes, that's just what I was about to say. Hopefully, if everything comes back to normal, we'll get together somewhere along the line, and we'll have a good chat on how we sing song, and that's mainly what it's all about. Just everybody, as long as everybody's happy. Music, it's like yourself. Music makes people happy, and if we make people happy, that's the main thing.